crazy that we're here right now. Okay.
I think the markets might have liked that PCE inflation number, so.
Share this, copy that, close, paste, start. Alrighty, so here's our big wide range for the day. Yesterday's opening range is here, right dead center, all overnight. I'm gonna get rid of this. All overnight, kind of popped into that range, faded out, got a really pretty good flush there. Up down into this overnight low here at 830, 17,830. So we're gonna take a look at it here. NQ1. Yeah, I'm not gonna look for anything at the moment. We're sitting right above that area. Let's go with the full screen here. Looking at what we had going on, right? We had price kind of just drifting down into this zone, wicked it once, wicked it twice overnight, and now we completely bounced on the PCE inflation number, and we just kind of rocketed. So I'm going to be careful, see what happens, see if we hold 18,000 or if we're going to start to fade out. So we're going to wait and see what's going down. This is a very, very strong little push upside. So let's be careful at these levels. See what our opening range ends up being. This is that overnight high, which is pretty much we open right on it. So a lot of times when we open right on an overnight high or close to it, we'll fade it and return back to the other side. But today is just wild. You could see this, what we drew up yesterday. There was a chance to come into that 18,000 on this push up, but we have gone well above that. We broke out of this little wedge down bull flag, right? So all-time highs are probably in targets today. Opening range here. I'm going to go 3 contracts on this. All right. I'm looking to see what happens here. We're not gonna make any plays on it right here, but we're gonna give it some time to settle in a bit. NQ, ES, everything is kind of just holding. Tilt's only 59% long, right at the opening range high, so it looks like we're kind of trying to fade it a little. Oh, I hate when I click these buttons. Cancel that. %52 long. So it's just really just crazy strong. I don't really have a plan of just running into it. So yeah, Apple is there. Trying to fail that level. Let's see, Microsoft pushing down. Nvidia popped off at 793.78 and failed it. Amazon pushing highs. Meta pushing down. Let's see if Nvidia holds up here. Apple trying to fail 182.45. Let's see what happens with this. Let this thing kind of settle down some. If it starts to roll back to that 181, this is what I mentioned yesterday, where we wanted it to get to. dumped right there. I know yesterday, towards the end of the stream, I said I was done with that last trade. I ended up taking one more on top of that because I knew that that was really where I wanted to get my short. Ended up catching another couple hundred, so we were up 333 yesterday. So it was a good day. Same, trying to just duplicate that today as well. Just kind of be patient, see where this ends up, see if we get a delta divergence or anything of that sort. Maybe a heavy tilt long side. But right now we are watching 18,000 down here. $18.54.75. This is a pretty important level as well. You can see it over here on my 30-minute chart. Yeah, the 30-minute chart here. You can see that 18.54.75. We got to be cautious because S&P is continuing to push up. This is a pretty important high area, 51.07 3/4. If it breaks, maybe all-time highs are in target. I'm not really certain if it's going to be a sustained move or if it's going to be a rollover. It's just going to be a kind of a wait and see. Go back to our chart here. This breakout above here maybe just gives us that momentum. There's a wick. That's a strong delta push. You see that? Concurrent move to the upside. Now let's see. If we fail that, potentially rotate down through 18,000. But this is so strong right now. Right into our level there at 870. I know you guys just kind of want something to happen right off the jump. But for me, I mean, with that huge move up on that PCE number, I just can't just jump in front of this and try and go long this at the moment. We've broke through that level at 54 3/4. This is that all-time highs kind of area idea. Apple is pushing up. You can see this is, how put this down. Let's see. Do we have any points of control anywhere? This is the value area high from that all-time high day. So I think really if we can get hold above here, that rotation up through the highs is, I mean, not necessarily far-fetched. But we have to break that. If it holds this, then it could rotate down now. So this is actually a good location. SFT. Things are catching some bids. Microsoft, Apple. Apple wicked off 82.54 again. So maybe an acceptance back below this level here could be a good short. See some sellers piling in there. I think we can go short right here. Stop above the high. But that would be a very important level there. I need Apple to rotate down. And I need Microsoft to start rotating down as well. Nvidia is just a rocket ship. Let's see if 74 holds. Come on now. Okay. I would like to see this rotate down. I'm in short. I'm gonna give it a little bit of breathing room because we may bounce back up to 70. But I wanted to be into the acceptance back below the opening range high. So anything where we accept back into the opening range and we try to rotate back down, that's my thought process on it. If we can get through there and get into that overnight high, which is the high of basically where we opened, then we're going to look to get to break even kind of quickly on that, and then see if we can rotate this further. Microsoft trying to sell off, Apple selling off, Nvidia selling from the highs, but it's very difficult to say that Nvidia is going to fail. So let's see if we can get through that green line there. There's a push. Okay, there's the push to the downside. I'm going to go break even on this now. If we fail this level and rip higher, then I'm going to be out, because I don't want to be, I didn't want to be involved in that really on a wick like that there. With Nvidia just trying to pop highs. Yeah, I'm not trying to get in front of that. That's why I moved to break even pretty quick on that. Apple's really selling off nice. Might have to wait till it breaks down below that level here. Down below here. Down below that opening range low. Apple is pumping to the downside. Might just re-enter again if it does sell off. I'll do one more shot at it. If we can sell below here, below that volume node. I'm gonna risk less this one. Let me see if I can jump in, take this short, and get it to really push through that bottom of this wick. Apple is tanking, so I think we really can get this thing to roll. Microsoft caught a little bit of a bounce, but I think it could continue to roll if this market continues to push downside. I'm in the boat of it goes or it doesn't go. Microsoft trying to tick down. It's getting heavy, right? It just feels like it wants to get heavy on here. After a huge rip like that, I'm going to be mindful if it does get down to that blue line there to be maybe even take one off, but I'm going to see if we can get all the way down through there. Come on, crack the low. I'm going to be below up there. I'm not going to risk too much on this trade. Apple's still pushing down. Microsoft's still pushing down. Parabolic move like this a lot of times likes to get re-accepted back down. At least a mean reversion type deal where we come back in halfway to this, because there was really not a lot of justification on this except for the algo popping. Did I go above 70? Yeah, no. Only risking about 50 odd dollars on this. Let's see if we can get this to sell off. Because with Apple just pumping downside, if Microsoft could catch up, one of these names just helps out some. Microsoft trying to push. Nvidia selling some too, so I think we are on the right side of it. If we can get through the bottom here, we should continue to sell. And then I think if we get through this blue line here, then you start to accelerate downside. Oh, that was very whippy. So I'm out on that. That was interesting. It seemed like a liquidity grab there. So I'm gonna go one more time on this, a bit lower. And go down on it. That seemed like a liquidity grab to me. So I want to get in on this if it does dump. We're down 60, but I think we could get that back real quick. $60. I'm going to go down 60 P&L. Down 60. Nothing that's too dangerous. But I like the way that whipped me out. The way it whipped me out kind of tells me that it wants to go down. Downside move. You see how that whip acted? If it gets back above that, then so be it. I mean, really, but now I'm going to be a little bit more confident in this I could have probably shorted from that top, that red line once I got whipped out, but I'm gonna let it go. I've been kind of just getting my price, my cost lower and lower and lower, but when it does dump, it's gonna dump hard. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Dump down. Nvidia is selling. Microsoft a little bit of a bid, but there is push. Come on, push. Well, it is what it is. We just let it go. Accept your loss, and then see if it'll continue to the downside and be the right move. There's the wick of that overnight low high. Is that going to be a liquidity grab, or is it going to be a true move to the downside? I really want to get down to that opening range low to make a decision, right? This is really more 1020, 18,028. You got this little trend line. There's a lot of confluence there that says price wants to get to that spot. All right. That puts us at break even on this move, okay? Because if it does become a liquidity grab, then it's just going to rip us high side. You know what? No, we're going to go above the point of control. Go above the point of control. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, it's 54 bucks. So I'd rather just lose a little bit and give it a little tiny bit of room to try and continue to sell side. Or do we take our whole risk, you know, leave it there because we're not getting that follow through currently. So I want to see it follow through, accept our risk. Oh, there's a number coming out, huh? All right, so it looks like it's going to pop. I don't like numbers coming out, so I'm going to limit my risk. Yeah, I'm going to get out on this probably. I don't want to be in on this if it pops off higher because of the risk with this PMI number that came out. Chicago PMI, huh? Where is that? Chicago PMI 44 as opposed to 49 forecast. Interesting. Wow, our stop was in a good spot. And we lost our data, so fuck. Here we go. Data latency. Everything's selling now. Let's see if any of these other names will break down. Our stop is in a good spot, I guess. That's why I wanted to get that there. So we're going to leave the stop there and see if we can get below here. The PMI number. Microsoft. Trying to reject the value area high of 408.66. Apple selling down, my Nvidia selling down. Just really kind of not a lot of follow through to the downside here, but it does feel heavier. I thought that that PMI number might have popped us off to the upside, but it seems like not so much. So we're doing all right here. Okay, let's see. Some of these names still looking heavy. Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. It's ripping higher. Meta trying to sell. Let's see about Microsoft. Microsoft wicked, Apple wicked. I think we could get this thing to push down. Come on now. Can we get this down now? Nah. I'm going to get out on that. I don't want it to be whipping me out. There we go. Come on, give me a follow through. Give me a follow. There, you see that big bounce there. It pushed right on top of that high, 1034.75, and bounced pretty good. I think if we get above this level right here, we're going to go. If we can push through 34, then we're going to absolutely melt. So I don't want to be involved above here because I do think that that bounce gives us just a crazy rip high side to get some of this, get rid of some of this. But if we can push down, Nvidia's selling pretty good. Let's see. It's bouncing, it's dancing. It's not something I really want to be involved in. I feel like we're going to get whipped out on a liquidity grab and then be done. I'm just trying to talk myself into keeping this where it is instead of moving it. I'm going to just leave my hands off of it. That green line is going to be a pure bounce spot. That looked good. Good thing I got out of that. Down 78. I think if we crack through the high here, we kind of run. Do I want to flip to the long side? That's the question. You can see that getting pretty strong to that other end. Could be worth the risk. This 34 level is, like I said, that's going to be the line in the sand there. What's Apple doing? Apple's trying to hold. Do we sell it one more time from this higher location? I think we sell the 34. Sell the 34. There's liquidity going around here. Video catching a little bit of a bounce. I'm getting rid of that. I don't want that order there. I'm switching my idea to long here. I think we can catch a bounce on some of these names and rip through the higher end. If we can rip through 70, then we continue on upside. I think that was a liquidity. Another bounce there to me tells me that we want to get through this. If we get through this high area here, then maybe we wick off and we run to the high side. Apple, Nvidia, and Microsoft all trying to catch a little bit of a bid at this location. So I think that this possibly holds and then runs, and if we can break through here at 47, then possibly continue on upside. So let's see if we can catch that little bit of a bounce. Normally I'm not a bounce kind of person, but I kind of want to see what happens here. Let's see which way it goes. All right, we're in long. See if it stays strong. Nvidia's catching a bid. Apple trying to catch a bid. Microsoft popping a little bit. If we can get above this red line here, then we should be off to the races. That's that opening range high. Get above it. Break even. There we go. There's the pop of that level. This is what I was talking about. I think we can continue on through here if we can push. I Actually, you know what? We're gonna stay at break even here. Just past break even. I don't want to get stopped out on it. Just quick. You see that little kind of grab? I want to get above 72. Nope. That's rejecting that opening range high. Come on, get through that. Get through that level there. 54. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, now pop off. Let's pop to the high side. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, all catching bids. Let's do it. Come on. Oh, Apple didn't catch it, but everything else has caught it so far. I'm going to go below this candle now, and we're just going to go candle to candle. Let's see if we can get through 72. If we can get through 72, then we can get to that 85 and probably up into that all-time high. Let's see. Just because markets do what they want when they want to do it, and with the pop like that and hold above 72 ends up becoming that level that we want to see. No, Apple's trying to turn over. I'm going to go right to the opening range high is going to be my stop. If we get out there, it's fine, but I think we can continue this on upside. It's got to get through 59. Get through 59. Here we go. Pushing upside. Very nice. Yeah, opening range high is my stop. So if we get stopped out there, it's fine. But we need to get through that 59 and hold. And a hold of that goes to highs. It's getting strong. It's getting strong. It's getting strong. If Apple catches any sort of a bid, this thing rips our face off to the upside. And we're out. Down 33. So yeah. Nice little $30 winner, 30 tick winner. Look at that. Oh, that's getting strong. Now, of course, now, you know, it wicks us out and we get that bid. I'm buying that. That was strong. I want to play that. If it stops me out again, that's fine. The Apple just caught a tick bid. Reloaded up on this bad boy. Let's see if we can get this thing to pop off now. It looks like it's getting super strong. You can see how strong it's getting. That's the reason I hopped into that. Let's see if that's going to hold. If it doesn't hold, then we're going to get out at the opening range high again. You see there's a lot of bids there. Nvidia just hit a little bit of rejection, but there we go. Break even. Now we see where it goes. I'm going to let it go. This is going to be the one that I just kind of let run. There's a big seller there at 70. Like I said, we're break even. If we fail here, we fail. No big deal. I think 70, there's a huge seller there, so potentially watch out for that. Could just come in hard. I'm at break even. It's going to stop me out. We're stopped there. Flat 33 still. I am just going to be cautious. Let it do its thing for a little bit. Like I said, there's some pretty decent size at 70. If we fail to kind of break this area here, we do have, like I said, up until, that's definitely wrong. The high there is 18,087. 18,087. In that area there. Could fail this level. With that lack of follow through on that breakout, you can see Apple is pushing. Apple wicking off. We fail this right there. and then take the chance at it. Short. Our original idea is short, fade this area. If these names start to just sell off from here. Oh, sorry about that. Apple, Nvidia trying to catch some resistance. There was a huge seller at 70 that I saw on the size there. Microsoft wicked off the high. This really kind of failed to break out, and I like to play the failed breakout fade. And if we accept into this opening range and leave it there, then possibly look to rotate that full rotation back downside, like our original idea there. So I'm gonna just, I flipped a long quick, and I'm back to my short idea. Apple's getting weak. There's sell. I'm in on the sell. Our stop is above 61 because of our key level there. I think I'm going to leave it above this little wick there. And then we're just going to see if we can catch any more of this heaviness. Apple's getting heavy. Nvidia is still a little heavy. Microsoft wicked off that high and didn't quite follow through. So let's see if Microsoft will follow through to some downside, or if it's going to continue to pop up offside, upside. Interesting that this is the spot where it's going to kind of just make a decision here. Nvidia is still rolling some. Apple's still pushing down. I want this to start to give me a flush here. Give me a flush. Oh, there's numbers at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Pending home sales, negative 0.9. But yeah, it's going to pop off now. I broke one of my rules and didn't realize what time it was. It's 9 o'clock, so usually I'm out and not trading 5 minutes before an hourly close. We just entered that. That's why we don't do that. Alrighty. Down 99. Pending home sales was negative 0.49. Expected negative 0.45. Does it continue on? Pending home sales negative 8.8. Forecast 2. I'll buy. Pending home sales negative 8.8. The reason I took that long is because I expect that to be something that they want to see as far as inflationary pressures to start to diminish, and then rate cuts. So let's see if we can get this to pop up. If we can get this to pop off, then we should be okay. Yeah, I don't want to break the top either. Get above 70. Battling. You can see this market battling to see what it wants to do. Oh yeah. I like my short, dude. I like my short idea, and I just want it to play out here. Sometimes you just got to flip around a little bit and see which one's going to go for you. Come on, get through it, Dolo. You see how strong this is downside? Like any sort of selling pressure seems to come in a lot harder, and that's why I've been trying to short it. And Apple popped off higher. Jesus. I'm going to stop hammering buttons, and I'm going to take a second. what's going on. Apple just ripped high side. God damn. I gotta slow myself down some. All right, we're down 199. We're gonna stop for a second. Pause. We need to let this market settle itself down a bit. My thought on the longs were I believe probably correct. It's just that wick there just wicked us out, and then it just imagines that there's a somebody down below just trying to hold this thing up. Really, it's kind of very interesting right now. I'm just going to be a little bit more patient. Just hold off, hammering buttons. I want to see if 70 rips or if it falls off. Kind of very interesting. Now the market's kind of holding, and popping off. We got Nvidia trying to make these highs, but it's failing there. Apple, same deal, kind of just it pushed up pretty hard there, but now Microsoft's failing highs. One of these times we're gonna get a push in a direction that works. Get rid of this here. Let's see if we can let this thing do some just melt action. Like I said, there was a pretty large seller there at 70. It didn't actually break it too well. We'll see if it breaks it this time and goes, or if it fails it. If it can fail it and rotate down through, then potentially we'll be involved in this thing and we can recover back some of our move there. If I could fail that level again, we should rotate downside. I'm going to give it a shot. What's the wrong? Break high of the day. I like this rejection of 71.50. That's my thought on that. If it pops up and through it, we don't get a new pop in Delta, kind of not really popping. You see that? It's kind of creeping up, but price is trying to creep. You got at that overhead resistance at 1871.50. That's really what I'm looking at there. 71.50. If Microsoft and Apple or anybody could start to pull all down a bit. All right, let's see. Nvidia's trying to break highs. Microsoft. Apple rolling over again. Oh. Microsoft rolling some. And Nvidia holding up. I think that 71 level was the key. See if we can flush this time. I'm gonna leave the stop where it is and see if we can rotate down through this little wedge. This uptrend that we have here, if it holds and bounces, then we're off to the races probably. We accept our loss there above 70. well, really 71, right? I said 71.50 was our level, so 73 and a quarter. So we're breaking down now. Let's see if we can hold this. See if this short will actually play out now. Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple. There we go. Getting some follow through on it. All right, I'm at break even. I'm gonna leave it alone. See if I can let this thing run a bit. We got down to 18,000. I think is going to be really, really important. Maybe I'll take one off at the bottom here. Take one off there, and then let the rest of it go. Take one off if we crack here. No. 28. Right above there. That's wild. We bounced off of 34.75 to a tick again, but I think if we can crack it, then we can look to see if it'll go further. If not, softy. Damn it, man. This is wild. I want to be at break even. Take one off at that 35.75. No, I'm going to stick with this plan. Stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. Don't let the market tell you to do different things. Come on now. Get through 34.75. There we go. There's the flush down that we're looking to get. See if we can get one off at the bottom there. Come on now. Get down. I think we can get one off. There we go. We got one off there. Very nice. So we got two. We have two on now for the runner. Let's see how far down we can get. 18,000. I'll probably take one off at 18,000. And 3. And then we'll have one on. You know what? Actually, what's that there? 2. 72. 1. 106. If we get to 18,000, we'll take one off. Actually, you know, yeah, fuck it. 18,000, we'll take one off. Nope. Yeah, we're flat on that. Not flat. Okay, so we have one runner on. We have two off now. We're back up. Total P&L currently, we're up 81. $68. Pretty much every dollar that we make now, we are in the green. If we come back above that overnight high, then we'll be stopped out. So we're going to let the see this thing rotate down. If we can flush 18,000, then we can be off to the races to the downside. I think things can start to push. Apple, Microsoft. There's Microsoft pushing down. Love that. Love that for it. I want it down to 406.18. That'll help us crack 18,000. So if 18,000 doesn't hold here, I think we could rotate down at least down to 928 and 3/4. 928 and 3/4 is down here. Let's see if we can rotate down there. There's that. There's actually some interestingness there. 72. If we could get through 18,000, everything below 18,000 is going to be profit. Gravy train. I'm going to try and just move my stop down to that area, but I'm not going to brush it. Not not a lot of buying going on at 18,000. It's just kind of acting as a holdup. Like you would like before we saw that bid get caught really quick, bid get caught really quick. Here we flushed right through it. We bid up and we flushed through it. This is just kind of holding 18,000. You're not getting a huge bounce here, so we should probably continue to flush down. It's still very heavy. Still got delta. I think that maybe that inflation number gave us the opportunity to sell off and rotate down. We have down till 73. This area right here is really going to be very, very interesting to watch. I'm going to be in the low volume node at 18,008 there. So we've secured that much. I want to see what happens with this, where those two yellow VWAPs are converging, because that's another downtrend support. That's really like where we cracked and broke out from. So everything is super heavy. We're doing very well here on this move. We're just going to try and maximize our downside potential. We're up 280 ticks on this move currently on 1 micro. Let's see what happens at this spot. Finally, the fucking short played out. We kind of got chopped here. I didn't realize that that new home sales number was going to be so important. It was really it's a 2-star event, so I should have been more mindful of it. Bostic is speaking at 950, and Goolsby speaking at 10. So data latencies tend to kind of come in for me when there's a lot more volume ticking into the market, so it's interesting to note. And now I'm getting flattened. I don't know what's going on. Well, our stop is there. If you can't see me, hopefully you can see me. I don't know what's going on with everything. I can hear myself talking. I've got no sound. I don't know what's going on. Got a big pop here, right up to 18,000 again. See if it holds 18,000 or if it's going to fail it. And we're going to get stopped probably right there. Nope, still rotating downside. I have 2 contracts to play with. Maybe I sell 2 more here. Now, if we get stopped out, then we'll look to see if we can get another rotation, and then we'll look to try and break out again, enter again on another short. Currently, we're sitting back into profits. Like I said, we're up about 231 ticks on 1 contract left. We had 3 on. We took 1 off at the value, the opening range low. We took 1 off at 18,000, and now we're going to probably take another off. We have our stop trailed in the low volume node just above 18,000 here. So this should act as a safe space. If it does crack here, then it probably rotates back to value area low, opening range low, and we stop out there. So we want to secure at least this much of our move. Obviously, we had that good flush at 18,000. We wanted to be just above it. If we flush it again, then could possibly look to see if it'll rotate further downside. Ooh, kind of looking to want to get into 2 more here. Scared money don't make no money, right? Like a crack at this level here. Add 2 there. take it down to 72, take 2 off there. If it wants to continue. I think we get wicked out here. Yep. And we're flat. We are flat. Okay, we've gone red to green. Now we're up $57.50. Up 57. I'll call it 57. That was a really nice move we took there. That was a good trade, excellent execution. Just goes to show when you put yourself in good spots, you're going to be able to secure the profits that are going to outweigh those losers there. So good move. And now we just look for the next trade. I don't know if we can see anything here. I gotta redo everything. Can't hear. I don't have a noise coming from my platform. I don't have a noise coming from anything else. Let's see. Live trade. Nope. Very interesting. I'm gonna turn that off. Let's see. Can you hear me? Let's see if I can get my noise back. All right, seems like I got connections back. If I have any issues, if you have any issues hearing me, just let me know. I really like that sell there. That was very, very nice. Kind of just kept getting into it. We were getting ourselves whipped around based on news. Let those events flatten. I just didn't pay attention, honestly, as best as I could have. I mean, short, like I said, below 18. No. This is what I was mentioning earlier. If you look at here, you can see we broke out of this little zone here, broke above it, came back, retested it. Cautious, be mindful. 18,000 key level. Break out of a little down wedge here. Some news that possibly could make the inflation argument for cuts. Not really, big time numbers that are going to really, I think, influence them too much, but
I was making you something.
oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Let me know if you can't hear me because I was having some issues, I think, with the stream. But if everything is good, you're good. Okay. Thank you. Like I said, we're gonna watch this area. S&P's here. Thank you. Support team coming in hot with the double shot of espresso here. A little day trading coffee co. Espresso, the short squeeze espresso. Maybe that's what we're gonna look in here for a little. That was the short squeeze coming in. There's that strength coming back in, right? Like I said, if we got stopped out here, I believe that we were probably going to get stopped out at our other target of the opening range low. So I wasn't going to get that going. So looking to potentially look to see if this long will come in just based off of this area here. Wicked into that. Let's see what this 30-minute candle does, because if we can if we wick here and close above this and you get another candle that starts to show that you're going to rotate on, this is a 30 minutes, it's a little longer time frame, right? You see it happen here, right? You wick it, come down, pop back up, and then you're flushing down. Now on the other end, popping out, looking to kind of break out of that. Any sort of retest of a breakout. Let's say there was no retest on this one. This one, I guess you would consider that a retest and a bounce. Just be mindful of it, okay? If we hold above 26.75, 27, then that probably rotates us up. Six minutes till this closes, so I'm gonna give. Normally, I don't mind the 30-minute closes. I will do that. I will take trades. You could potentially be looking at this long through the highs, but I am not sold yet. Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple. I want to show you this NQ. Sorry, I'm very quiet. I'm just kind of thinking through some stuff here. This is where we're at on another. Like this is also this is a 5 minute right now. Broke above 18,000, ramped up, stopped these people out, and then now maybe potentially looking to get that breakout again. 71, a breakout of 71.50, 72. I think that does break us up into that 145. This is a really, I mean, honestly, kind of saw this coming with that little higher low here at 18,000. I considered that short a little bit for like half a second if it would have flushed through there, and then I took it off. I believe this does push up. And then maybe we can get this thing to go down. Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia. We're sitting here currently up 50 something dollars ish. $57. We're just watching these names bounce around. That rally this morning makes you want to go take it to the downside. Microsoft's starting to roll. Nvidia, I feel like it wants to get heavy. Although it's like a wedge, I think if you can break out of this to the downside, you know, crack down below these levels here, then I think this whole market starts to break. See what happens with this. Seems like these breaks seem to be working out. So do I take another short through the bottom here and then just try to rotate it through 18,000? It's hard to get an idea of the reward being to 18,000, right? Yeah, I could make 100 on it. Risking 100, it's really just not to me. Obviously there is that ability to get down to this 72 area, but it's very hard to trust anything that's the possible balance on any of these names. And the way I said that long was, I was considering that long. So I want to see what happens with NVIDIA. If NVIDIA like wedges and gives you a false breakout and then fails, or it just gives you a straight flush, then I think these names do start to follow. I don't know if just getting in now is the idea, because I think that just gives you, I don't know if you get the confirmation that you need. You got 1 minute till the 30-minute candles close. So give that 30-minute candle a minute to close and then just see what happens, right? I would like to see it close. Give me a close that's lower. See if this candle will close down here. It just seems very strong right now still. That bounce off of 18,000 was convincing. Anybody have any ideas? Let me know. Yesterday, we've been doing well all week. We're up back again, 57. Looking to just catch that next trade now. $30 minutes now closed. The 30-minute closed below that 26.75 level, but now we're just trying to go right above it, right, real quick. There's that big that push to 27. NVIDIA pushing up to the top end of this wedge. I think you can see it. Okay, potentially looking to short this. I'll take this down. I'll give it one shot, and then we'll fail that. That 26.50. I like the delta not playing along, not trying to make new highs. I like the crack of this little trend here. We held below. I mean, how much did we really hold below though? I think if we can get back to 18,000 and then make a decision there of what's going to happen. If we do, I'm going to go to break even kind of quickly on this one. Just give me a reason to short it. Is NVIDIA holding that little wedge? It is. Holding below 793.78. See if NVIDIA will crack down. Apple, it's looking it wants to break. Microsoft trying to push down. This market goes with NVIDIA. I'm going to go with it, see where it ends up. You can see price start to speed up at that area. You're getting a little bit of a bounce there. Delta not pushing up at all. You're not getting any buyers coming in here, any bigger buyers. So let's see if this will start to fail now. You can see that heaviness coming in here. Apple's getting heavy. NVIDIA, let's see if it'll break that. It held that level. Microsoft looking to push down. This Delta didn't creep up at all, and price is trying to push up, trying to push up. You're still not getting the Delta push. Microsoft's getting a little bit bid. We got the espresso beans going. We got the short rolling. Let's see if this short's going to pop through, get back down to 18,000. Yeah, popping up. No new high in Delta. You're cracking this here. This is holding right here. This is holding. So we're doing okay. It could even creep up a little higher, I should say. Could come up to here. So we're okay on this for now. I still think, right, like you see this Delta here, just not playing along with this bid. I think if we can get through here, let's get through 18. If we can get through 18, I don't know how far down we can go, honestly. This is a very, it's a good market to short. To me, I think shorting pops, that was my idea for the day. That was my idea for the week. So really, if we can't get Delta to play along here, we should probably continue downside. Apple popped a little. Microsoft still trying to push down. NVIDIA, come on, break down. NVIDIA looking to break the high now. Apple, NVIDIA, Microsoft, get heavy, man. NVIDIA, fail that top end of that little wedge and break down. The lack of follow through to the upside wants me to take the short, and that's why I took it. We broke down, and then now we're just popping back up. So I kind of just got in right at the very dead low there. I'm looking for NVIDIA to fail this high and rotate downside. If this cracks this high here, then we are going to be out and broken. Kind of just been fluctuating up and down on the P&L today, but I think we're 18,027 here being a very key line in the sand. Apple's turning downside. It's going to crack this high. Delta's starting to creep up. You see the Delta starting to push up. You can see buyers coming in here. Buyers coming in, buyers coming in, buyers coming in. We're going to get stopped out. I think 26, I said. 26 3/4 is that number that I wanted to hold. So if that doesn't hold, then this thing probably pushes continuation to the high side. Especially if NVIDIA does break upside. That was a nice little wick on that. The short idea was in. Let's see if it'll play. At Microsoft trying to push the bottoms. NVIDIA failed to break that high end of the wedge, looking to fail this 793. Apple still rotating the high. I think if we could rotate through here, I want to see 18,000 get touched one more time before it makes any sort of decision on which way it wants to go. 18,000 needs to get touched. Come on now. Should have waited for that failure on that, but hey, I was looking for that breakdown right then, right there. See if we can get this to now fail and rotate down. Let's get it going. Come on now. Give me that flush here. Give it to me. It could just base out the rest of the day, but I think we have this good move here, this heavier push. Delta wasn't pushing. I need Nvidia to crack the bottom now. It's just not going anywhere. God damn. You saw that was a nice little grab of liquidity, right? It seems like. Got right back to break even and then rotated right back high side. And now it looks like it wants to get strong real quick. Yeah, wow. Interesting. Very interesting. I said that 2675 is acting as resistance. We accepted our loss. It is what it is. I just need to see this thing kind of Nvidia to really just melt off hard fast. It just doesn't want to right this second. It seems like Apple is heavy. Microsoft is, it wicked the bottom and now it's bouncing a little bit. So that's probably going to get us stopped out there. Nope. Still holding. Still holding. Still holding. Yeah, there's the stop. All right, down 52. Went from up to down 52. Basically sitting in that like break-even area. It was worth that shot there to me. I think, we talked about why the long possibly goes, but the damn, there we go. This could be, we're gonna delete all these. See what happens here with this now. We took a few shots at the short before. Apple rotating, Microsoft not trying to go. This is that overnight high. Let's see if we can get a failure of this. All right. I want to see this fail. Something's got to fail here. Apple's rolling. Nvidia popped up and now looking to just sell downside. Microsoft bouncing up some. I'm going to leave Microsoft up because Apple's down. I think the market is in a downside pressure. I don't think that we don't have, this is the last leg down. Let's see. We pushed up, flushed, pushed up, could flush again to the low here. Apple pushing down. Nvidia popping up. Wow, AMD. Apple really melting off. I think if any of these other names go sell side, we'll go. All right, we're short here. There we are. I need this down to 18. Here's Microsoft pushing. If you can get a video to fail, there's our short that we were looking to get. There we go. There we go. There we go. Get to 18. All right. I think we can get one off at 18. 5. I'll take one off there and then I'll leave 2 on. There we go. We're leaving 2 on now to see if 2 can flush down. I want to take 1 off if we can get down to 72. I'll get 1 off down here and then let the runner go, baby. Let the runner go. Come on now, let's get through 18,000. Flush 18,000 one more time. Come on now. Come on now. Flush that 18. Flush that 18. These breaks are working today. It's just a matter of timing them correctly. Getting it to get downside. I need 18,000 to fail one more time. If 18,000 once again fails, we're going to do the same deal with our stop that we did before. We're going to go above here, right above where this candle is kind of starting. Right? There you go. You flushed 18. We should never come back to that level. If it does come back to that level, you get a full rotation back the same way we did before. So we're going to look to hold this above this candle here. And if we get in, oh, whatever. 18,000 is 7 3/4. Price is heavy, man. I mean, I don't want to go back to break even, but do I want to give this some room to give it some heaviness? I think if it breaks here, it breaks, and it shouldn't look back at that 75. It should not make this red candle green, right? This should never come back, and that's really what I'm looking at. And boy, SPY, we are back to up 53. So we've gone from up 53, down 53, up 53. We're just kind of doing $100 swings here as well. Glad that you're here, SPY. It's always nice having you around, having a conversation. Always good. We're going to switch this from red to green. Bang, bang. I think at 18,000 flushes here, we're still going to have some downside pressure. I don't trust a lot of these moves today, right? They're just not following through. Apple's catching a little bit of a bounce at 181. Like I said, Microsoft is selling. Nvidia broke out of the upside of that wedge and now is kind of pushing back down. But then you look at these other names like AMD, Meta. Meta's pushing back down. Amazon is giving you like a bull flag type deal, holding above 174.60. So could be a bounce play, but if 18,000 level fails, then continue to look at this downside pressure. I wanted to kind of give this a little more room, let this thing, keep my stop at break even, and then just kind of start taking pieces off. I only got 1 off there, and then I had my stop above here. I figured if this candle should never turn green, if it was going to hold, which it made a liar of me. So we're back green. We're going to just kind of be patient with it. Well done, SPY. And see if we can, get some of these things to work out. Obviously, this one worked. This one worked. We kind of we should probably be up a little bit bigger today, probably closer to like 200. We went down about 200 in here because we played with some of those numbers that kind of came out. We got algo whipped around some. Once I saw the algos start to slow down, price started to actually become congruent. That 72 level was very important for me. If you look on my chart here, I've had this level drawn up for some time now. That's 71.50. Tagged it once, tagged it twice, failed it. If you break above it now, then we could possibly look to get some continuation to the upside. But, you know, this 18,000 level, we're going to play with this probably for some time now. You do have this little bit of a trend line wedge type pattern forming. So we'll watch this above this overhead, probably around here where this level is important, 18,020 to 25. So we'll watch that. You wick the bottom here on NVIDIA, looking to probably roll up. I'm going to get rid of these. It's not important to me right now. This is more important here. You just got to be constantly adjusting, seeing what price is important, see what price is going to be giving you more information, right? You started to wedge, and now a new wedge is starting to form. You know, a failed breakdown of this one is more likely, right? This is a failed break, maybe a breakout of here now gives you that continuation above 796.44. So these are just the things I look at during the session. Microsoft bouncing. This is why I got out of this here. I said if we don't hold 18,000, this is going to be a liquidity grab to go long. It's a funny game, right? Trading is so funny because it's obvious after the fact, right? When you talk it through and you're giving yourself good ideas, you're listening to your confluences and the reasons why you would go long at certain locations and the reasons why you get short. I mean, you get out of your shorts. And, you know, now watching back at certain moves that happened, you know, to think about going long at those locations or going short at those locations is important to think about, right? We were talking about it over here on the 30-minute chart. For this to come down back into this zone, which it did, right around that 18,000. That was the breakout of this little bit of a downtrend, this little wedge bull flag, 30-minute bull flag. We came back into it. I figured if we failed 26, we could short back down closer to 18,000, which we did. We failed 18,000 again, and now we're looking to hold above 1826 and 3/4. So I don't trade. I broke that rule before, and that's how I got myself into a loss here. If I waited that extra 5 minutes, I would have been fine to wait and then short afterwards, and we would have been up 200 instead of up 50. But that's no harm, no foul, right? We wait till 10 o'clock, see where this 30-minute candle closes, and then once this 30-minute candle closes, we'll have a better idea if it wants to accept and rotate back to 54 or if it wants to fail and continue back into this area here. But we got it. Oh, now we have a Fed Bostic talking. I'm going to be flat until 10:15. I don't want to let these Fed speakers say anything right this second. You could be in a position. I'm going to let up until 10 liquidity figure out what's going on with like some of these talkers, and then once these talks start to like get into their conversations, then I could see where price action's at, see what I want to do as far as just pure price action. And then if we're in a move and one of these, you know, Fed talking heads decides to say something in our favor, then you can move this market well to the downside. Because I'm going to probably look to short the high again if we can get up there. I need to sort of break a 71 though. I think we rotate to highs. That 121 area is not that far off. The rule is normally 5 minutes. I broke that rule at 9 o'clock on accident. I just was so focused in on the price action that I did not pay attention to the time, and that's on me. That's something that you just got to recognize, notate to yourself. And now that I've notated it, I'm going to hold off on making this execution anything up until after 10 o'clock. So wait till 10, let things settle down some, and then we'll go from there. March 23rd. It's asking about overtime. Saturday, March 23rd.
I think the markets might have liked that PCE inflation number. So let's see what happens at 8:30. 18,000 got reclaimed, and now we're off to the moon. So hopefully somebody caught that long. See you at 8:30. I think the markets might have liked that PCE inflation number. So
'm being very patient. Sorry, I'm being quiet. I'm just kind of focusing in on some stuff here. Just letting price just develop itself here. I'm not convinced that the long is in. I think that's really better there. You can go to the wicks, but this is more touches. $9.56. Waiting, watching. That was a nice little wiki breakdown of my level at 18,000. We're gonna see if we bounce from here or if we hold. I'm just gonna be mindful of it, right? You got Apple right at that 180 bounce area that it likes to bounce off of time and time again. We got Microsoft wicking the bottom but not following through. Nvidia holding that little wedge pattern there. Microsoft, Apple bouncing from that spot. If it breaks into here, 18,000. It's a higher low there on the 30. We got 3 minutes before this candle closes. Let's see what happens if Apple continues to bounce off of this 181, 180, 70, I should say. 1 minute 35 seconds. Still waiting. Just being patient. I know it's kind of a little bit boring here, just waiting. I want you to kind of just understand my rules and stuff. We're very flat with delta, up, down, up, down. We're hovering around this 18,000 level. I think possibly looking to break it and hold. We're waiting till this 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central Time closes. We start to get better. I try to get better trades at this hour from 10 to 11. That's where I seem to get a little bit more of a confidence. If something's going to break, it usually will break and kind of go a little bit. That's just kind of my experience of late. We're looking to try and just maximize our gains here on the day. We're up just a little bit, $53, but we've made a few really good trades here. We called out this short from the high. We said 71 was going to be that resistance level. It acted as resistance. We tried it a few times. Finally got the follow through on it. We took a few paper cuts, but then bam, took that big win there. Here we took one more trade on this one here. We shorted this level. And we took a few shots on the way up, went back to down a little bit, and then we took another one here and took that full winner there. So let's see what happens moving forward at this 10 o'clock hour. 7 seconds left in this hourly candle. Okay, now we're into 10 o'clock hour. This is actually starting to break 18,000. I want to see what happens with Apple. Apple looking to push through. Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, maybe. Meta, Amazon, everything's starting to roll a little bit. So let's see. Take the short at 18. Oh, we're only short one here. That's fine. I got some sort of alert and I don't know where it is. So we're short one. We're holding it. I only got one, and I'm not going to just hammer into another. I'm just going to wait a second, see what happens with this. I want to see if Microsoft will continue to break down. I want to see if Apple will go. Come on. I have fat finger everything. Nvidia cracking. I just wanted to be involved in this short here. Yeah, it's only one little micro, so I'm going to just let it breathe, give it some time to rotate downside. If we can crack the previous low at 980, then down into 72, I think happens. Unfortunately, I wanted 3. I didn't pay attention. But it's okay. 1 is fine. There we go. There we go. Look at that short. Very, very nice. Beautiful breakdown of 18,000. I said if we break down 18,000, we will be money. We're gonna break even. This is a free trade. It's one contract of a micro. So let's see how much we can get from it. We're up 104 ticks. I think possibly. Let's see if we can rotate down even further. Now, like I said, this is why I wait for that hourly candle to close, especially that 10 o'clock hour. That's the huge information. The only other thing we have is this here. We hit right off on this resistance. That was a breakout point. If we can flush down below this low and hold, that'll be a continuation to the downside down to 928.75. 928.75 is over here. 928.75. That's kind of like once we had that initial breakout, that was that secondary candle that pulled back. So I want to get below this level here. If we do get there, I'll add one. Let's see if we can work on doing some ads with these micros. Looks like it's holding there. You can see this level holding. That was a great flush below 18,000, but we did bounce perfectly off of this zone here. So I don't want to get back to 18,000 at all, to be honest with you. Do we want to give this? Wow, we're stop break even. Interesting there. Like I said, we bounced off of this level here. We bounced right off this line here, which is 66. The level there was 70 and a quarter. So, you know, we didn't hold below it. We bounced right off of it. Let's see if we can continue. Really, I wanted to get in on 3 there. I probably would have got 1 off at 72. And then we would have looked to carry on 2 more to the downside. But we would have been stopped for break even anyway. So no worries, no harm, no foul there. We're still up 54 bucks. Wicked the bottom there on Nvidia and bounced Apple, getting right to that level where it could bounce. 80.76. Microsoft bouncing. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Are you kidding me with this? This is my trading fuel now, apparently. Sweets. Coffee, sweets. This is what I do. Look at that. This is like some sort of peanut butter chocolate. Hell yeah. Maybe this wants to just give me a better entry at 18,000 for a three guy. My thing is this acting as support here. I don't know. I think this is possible, a sweep of the bottom. That's how you eat it. Right there. All right, we're watching 18,000. We're in our final hour here of the stream. I'm not so convinced on the shorts. Apple likes to bounce off there. Microsoft likes to move up. Something needs to help me out. You see this? My NASDAQ levels here. I think we can get up into 18,022, like I said. Point of control today is at 18,016 and a quarter. That 30-minute candle to me tells me that we want to go long. I want that 30-minute long. Delete that. You can see that you could get a heaviness in the delta, and then you start to creep up, creep up, creep up. Sorry, I'm in the wrong screen. There we go. We got right to that 72 area that was kind of important. It seems like this zone was nice. It worked out pretty well. This double VWAP thing that I can't get rid of on the micros. 18,000 failed again. Wherever this bottom is, that'll be my stop. Anything that breaks above here, I think runs up. Let's see what happens here. I think if Apple bounces from here, then it runs. And if 18,000 holds, Apple's still pushing downside. 18,000 holding, 18,000 holding. I'm in long. I think anything that we hold 18,000 with like without breaking 18,000 to the downside hard enough, I think, and the wick that we just got into that support, I think a little bit of a rotation to the highs is more likely than a downside push. You can see our delta starting to push up a little bit higher. I said 18,010 is a pretty important area too, so I tried to get into it a little bit beforehand. We wicked it, and now we're gonna kind of holding up here some. Tilt's not super heavy long. I want to see Apple bounce this. It's super heavy, man. Microsoft failed that high again. I gave it a shot at a breakout. I think that, like I said, there was a delta push up through here. Seemed like there was going to be some, we were trying to make new highs. We're trying to push delta up. So that's where I'm trying to go long through here. 18,000 held. It held. It held. A good failure of 18,000 to me was going to be a flush, and we didn't quite get it. So I thought maybe this is a liquidity grab right down below 18,000 and try and push up higher through the highs. And also just based on this 30-minute here, it went all the way down into this level, turned into a green candle, and now it's trying to rotate higher. And that to me tells me it wants to get up to 26, and that's really, I want to see it to 26 before anything. But if it's going to hold this lower here, then we're going to get out. If we flush 18,000, it is what it is. So it's just how it goes. Microsoft rolling, Nvidia, Apple giving a little bit of a try to bounce. Does 18,000 hold or does it flush? If it flushes, we're out. Nope, it's holding below 18,000, popping back above it. Apple creeping down. Microsoft creeping down. Nvidia holding up some. Creeping down. And we're going to be stopped out here. Apple just continuing its melt. Get it back above 18,000. Catch a bid. 18,000 wants to crack. We're just not getting heavier delta at a break of an 18,000 level. To me, is weird. If we get back above 18, I'm going to put my stop back up above 18. Like if we get closer to the break even, I'm going to pull my risk there. We're in this trade. It doesn't matter what those other things do. Like I said, if we get above 18,000, I will bring my stop to 18. Like if we get closer to break even, I'm saying if we get up there, 18,000 breaking again to me will end up being a crack and a downside move. So I would like to limit my risk there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There's the push up. This could be the good push. I don't know if it will or not, but we're going for it, right? This is where we were entered in before. I want to see this hold, and then 22, right? I said 22 is probably the resistance level up above, and then breaking through 22 is going to be important. 26.75 is really the key line in the sand. That's going to when we're going to start to pull this into a bullish territory again. See, can we flush this? Can we break through this? There we go. All right, if we come back down and we break down below this candle, we deserve to be stopped out, right? That means sellers are going to get ripped. I think for now we're in good shape. We had our stop in the ideal location. It's deciding on what it wants to do here. Microsoft looking to catch a bid. I want Apple to just help us out some, but it doesn't look like it wants to. Nvidia trying to reclaim 793.78. I'm just chilling here waiting because this ignition candle now is either, if it's going to be wrong, anything that comes down and stops this out is wrong, right? Now if we can get above 720, then we should be better off. I'll take one off at 22. No, I'm at 27. You're probably not going to get any off. It probably will want to stop us out. All right. Hopefully you guys are paying attention to why I got into these trades and why I have my stop where I have my stop, why I got in. Just got the total thought process behind everything here. I think we're in an area of interest for this price to decide if it wants to just melt off or continue on upside. Our stop is below this ignition candle here, below 18,000, because I think if we get below 18,000 again, then we do melt off pretty hard. If this does continue upside from here, from where we're at, then we have a lot of room to the upside as well, right? So you can see prices speeding up, prices interested in this area here. Delta trying to click down some. Nvidia is still trying to hold down. Microsoft wants to break above, but it keeps getting to this area here and failing. Apple continues to sell off. I think Apple wants to get down to 180. Yeah, so let's see what happens with this candle. S&P's crept up above 5092 3/4. Is this liquidity grab here above here, or is this going to continue on to the upside? You can see big wick down right to that 72 level that we were interested in. And then we came all the way back, got stopped at break even on that because we were expecting this to kind of hold here and rotate. Never really got that. At least we got out of break even because now you're pushing up upside. This continuation here possibly could continue on, I think, until this breaks. Right? Continue to go up. Nothing new. I think I'm getting some data kind of wickiness. There you go. There's a sell-off coming in on that. Pushing down, pushing down. If it could get back above it and hold, break above here, get it into the high end of this yellow zone, then we can go to break even. looks like it all wants to hold. I need Nvidia to be the rock star that it's been. Catch up to maybe AMD. Yeah. It just looked like it wanted to be like a liquidity grab and then bounce. That's really why I took that long there. Oops. Anytime it comes down to 18,000, I think it's just going to melt off. Stops in a good spot there. Like I said, if it breaks through this bottom here, this candle gets negated, right? That was a very strong push upside. Anything where you get that full body candle, you leave your stop below there, because anything that kind of wicks below that usually invalidates all those buyers, and that's probably where there's going to be enough stops anyway. There's probably going to be a good location for people to come in and the shorts to kind of pile in. So we're just looking to see if we can hold this 18 and then get a launching pad here for a long. The market loves to go long lately, so I'm playing that little bias on the rejection here. Maybe Apple will hold and pop off. Like I said, if we get up to that top of that yellow area, I'm going to break even. Price should never come back down to this area again. This 30-minute candle to me just really looks like it wants to go long. I mean, we've wicked that support area 3 times. We got another heavier wick through the bottom of that previous low, but then we pop right back up, grab that liquidity, and we've come red to green on that candle. But really, I think if we break 18,000, then it's just going to be a continuation. Looks like Apple's getting heavy again, so we'll probably get stopped out on this. Like I said, I think there's just too much heaviness here. I like the short idea. I'm in long. I have my stop set, and I'm just buying the ticket, taking the ride kind of deal, like my good old friend Derek Olden Smith taught me. You know, if you're in on it, you have the right idea on it. Don't just go flip-floppy around. I mean, it just feels heavy to me. That's the reason why I'm considering getting out. But I'm going to keep my finger off the trigger, let my stop do its work, and then hopefully we could get this thing to break out. Nope. Another heavy push, another heavy push. Slow markets, though, tend to go up. There we go. There's the flush of the 18,000. Okay, so we're even on the day. Flat. Even. Yeah, we're looking for one more good trade, and that could make our day. I think the crack at 18 gets us continuing to the downside. Okay, we're in our short. Let's see if we can catch some of this. I'm messing with 18,000 again. I keep wanting to get the 18,000 flush, and that's really my goal on the day. You know what? Value area low will be that first one off. There we go. We're starting to work. Starting to work. Starting to work. Microsoft, come on now. Got to break 88. Why is 18,000 holding? Ticked 18,000 again. See if it'll flush it this time. Amazingly, not so much. Still just holding 18,000. My long idea was canceled out here below this candle here, and now we tried to play the flush at 18,000 at the low, seeing if it was going to be the good follow through. Didn't quite get the follow through on it there, so we're going to wait to see if we can possibly get this to now rotate down. If we can go one more time down to this 74 level, maybe we break through that 74 again. I think we just got to recover some of this move that we got back from overnight. That little PCE inflation number. S&P's trying to break above 5092. 18,010 was that key level. Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft. Microsoft rotating again. It's been a great level to short, that 18,000. So that's what I've been just trying to play this whole week. And today we tried to play one bounce off of it. We didn't quite get the bounce that we wanted. So we're flipped back to the short, looking to see if we can get the follow through on the short now. Sitting negative, get a little pop there above 18. Sitting at 18, 18, 18, 1, 18, 2, 18, 1. No follow through on that push. So hopefully now we can get that real good flush below 18,000. There we go. There's your push down. Maybe we'll never look back at 18,000 ever again, and we'll just continue downside. If we can get to 70 or 81, we get to this first little VWAP thing. I'm going to get to even, and then we're going to see if we can get the follow through this time instead of like last time where we came down, broke this level, got a really good flush, and then popped right back up to break even. So right now, I'm not risking more than above there. If this does fail, then it fails. But we're going to see if we can get this to rotate further down. Apple's still looking heavy. Microsoft's still heavy. Nvidia, heavy. Here's your Apple. And Microsoft. All these names are just continuing my bias to the downside. So S&P's failed at 92, looking to creep down. If we can get through this 89, 88 level, should give us a nice little another flush through that volume node. There's a volume node there, pushing down through it. Good stuff. Let's see. There's Microsoft pushing. Apple's still pushing. Right. Come on. Get through 18. 88. 1788, I should say. 90, 90, 90, 88. There we go. Come on now. Apple still pushing down. Nvidia pushing that low. If Nvidia could crack below 790.03, then this probably falls out of bed. This 90 level is really holding. I don't like that at all. Come on now. Look at this thing. Just didn't want to follow through at that 90. I'm just being patient on this, holding. I need to see a flush of this 88. It feels like it wants to bounce, but also at the same time, it's a very heavy market, right? And we are holding below 18,000. There's a reason why we wanted to be short here. If it pops off and stops us out, then, we have to accept that that's a loss, but that we have to take this trade, because any sort of real breakdown of 18,000 really should lead to a heavier sell side pressure, right? And Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, all things heavy. I want to see what happens at this area here. I guess it's not going to quite hold. You can see this little trend line thing here. So maybe up to 18,000 one more time. Wick it and come back down. There we go. There's the heavier push. You saw that push down. Let's see if we can get the delta to now act in our favor. I want to get down. There we go. Push that low. This feels like it should be where it's heavy. If it wants to break here, there we go. We're gonna be at break even now. Let's see what happens. Now that we're at break even, let's let this thing play. Let's see if we can get this to roll down below here. I want to get to just above that shelf at 90. That's the crack down. It shouldn't come back to that crack. We are breaking this low here. This previous low at 81. All right. Got 81s. Let's see if we can continue this down now. Push down. We got some volume here at 77. Good push. Good push. All right. Securing some of this. I want to break this low here. Price is so fast now. You can see how it's speeding up. We're going to go above this area, that 80 level. All right, I want to break this low. If we can crack this low, we are off to the races to the downside. You can see Apple, Microsoft, Apple. Look at Apple looking for that 80 break. I want to see if that 80 break. I love it. Look at this short, baby. Come on now, keep it going. Keep melting. Never come back. I don't want to ever come back. Come on now. Oh, gross. No more bounces. Come on now. Get down to 80. 55. Get down to 55. Get down to 55 for me. Come on now. Come on. All right, we're flat. I'll take that flat. Up 85.50. Boom. Plus 85. Do I think we can get more to this downside? Maybe, but we're just noticing a lot of bounces. I don't necessarily want to give back a ton, right? I want to secure my profit today. Apple is going to push to 180. Microsoft pushing down, but not falling as hard. And then you got your Nvidia. You can see it wants to push here. Maybe I could have took one off at the value area low. I had it a little lower down here at 55. Not a big deal. Break even was there. Just trying to think about how I could walk through this to maximize the downside a little bit better. However, based on every way the action has been going, this is probably going to bounce from here. So just based on today's price action alone, I want to be able to just, like I said, maximize my gain on it. I took all three off there. I'm cool with that. I have my stop at that this little other VWAP here. So I could have left it above that level, above 80, which probably would have just got wicked anyway. So give back, 20 ticks. It's $30 on 3 contracts. So rejecting that 74. So this is very, very important. Still holding. I'm glad. Really good day so far with execution wise, right? A couple times we said, okay, this failed breakout. If we want to be involved in this, right? So we try to get involved, then you fail the bottom. The reason we got out of this is because I think a failure of this level and 18,000 leads to a harder sell to the downside. So you flip short, bang, and you get involved, right? It's not being wishy-washy. It's just kind of understanding price action. I do believe possibly we could continue to flush downside, really from the highs. That 71 is really where I was talking about that short. If I could get into the habit of maybe getting into my full position at that key level, and then as I get into levels, shedding and just leaving my stop at the high, if I could get one off, two off, say I get into 5 and then just leave a stop at break even and then let 2 or 3 run. Let's see, what would 2 gather you from here? It's 335 ticks. Not too shabby. If we flush here, it can continue to roll. Apple looking to go right to 180. There's that flush. Damn, homie. That's where that 55 would have been that take profit. Sorry. Just trying to kind of not FOMO into this. Have another winning day in the books probably here. I'm not sure if we're going to take any further moves. I would have loved to have had that short there. Now we finally cracked. We're holding into that area. I think, like I said, if this holds, I think 28.75 gets tagged. 28.75 is right here. Right here. 31. So maybe, 31 level. I think maybe that could be important there. Prior to that PCE number, this was the overnight high. Come on. Overnight high here. $30.75. $10:36 a.m. We stream till 11 o'clock every day here on Tradecaster on YouTube. Looking to see if I can get this to be... Oh, I can't get this going. Sorry. I don't know what I did with this. I'm done with them. Alrighty. So we're really just probably done with this. We're going to watch and see. Maybe we can catch one more good trade. I'm not forcing anything else in. We've been up and down and up and down. It sort of chopped me up a little bit, although we did really have good executions, I believe, on the day. So let's just kind of be a little bit more, not cautious, but I want to be a little bit more selective on the next trade here. We did have this short. We got out here. Could have maybe held it a little bit longer. Like I said, 55 is my first take profit. I would have been off with 1 and still have 2 above this area. When we got down to the bottom here at 965, I went my stop just above the zone and we just ticked it and right to that spot. So maybe I leave it above 80 and then rotate that down to the downside. But overall, good trade. We can't really trade and look at the P&Ls as the real judge of it right now, especially with these micros. We're trading 3 micros, nothing that's really going to give us a really big profit, even when we catch a lot of ticks. Like today, we've probably caught a few hundred ticks on the certain moves, and potentially there's a breakdown to the overnight high, previous overnight high on that breakout. There you go. Unfortunately, we decided that we're gonna take ourselves out, but my thought process here today, up into 72, we shorted up here. We kept trying to shorts. We tried one long on the news. We forgot about the news. Once we got the breakdown of this, really should have never looked back, right? If you leave your stop at that that opening range high, it left it behind. I have to do a better job of maybe holding some of these, but as a scalper type trade, scalper personality, like I said, I added here, I was thinking about that 18,000. So we had 3 on, took 2 off. Like we took off 1 here, 1 here. As we came back up, we could have added 2 here, never really increasing our risk much, and carried some more down, took off another. Just really thinking about it a little bit longer term on the day, but overall, I mean, we just talked through exactly where that probably should go based on this 30-minute chart here. I said if we accept below this area here, we're probably going to easily touch off at 28.75, and we just absolutely tagged it, and now we're flushing it even further. So this is a day where we should be making pretty good money. We haven't maximized this gain to the downside, but it's overall it's a pretty good day on executions. You know, we can only do so much. If we get wicked out on certain things, you get wicked out on certain things. I've been a little bit patient on moves like this one, and they didn't follow through, and we got to stop the break even. This one, if we would have done the same thing, left our stop where it was, then you get the follow through, right? So you just got to be able to predict the world and the future in this, apparently. But that's just with anything. Looking like we're going to end the day up 85. 85. Can't be mad at that. Leap day. Markets don't like leap days, apparently. We were talking about this short. That breakdown there was nice. We did short the high here. We took off profit. Like I said, we were looking at this possibly to be just like a rotation down here, but now looking at it, obviously we got that full-blown rotation down. I'm sure one of these Fed speakers said something to initiate the selling even more, but just purely based on our strategy, we were looking at delta divergences up at the top. We caught pretty much most of this move. We shorted 3, took off 1, took off 2 here, took off the second here and the third there. So we maximized our profits there. We ended up taking another short here. Right here, we broke even on that one because we didn't get the follow through. The same exact idea on the setup through 18,000, and we trailed our stop tighter this time based purely on this previous action of where it just bounced here and pulled this out. So need to possibly just keep this above that 80 level, probably above in there, and then let this thing just do what it's going to do. If it's not going to do it, then so be it. Then you can stop the break even again. But right now we're right at that previous high, that previous overnight high. So before we had that PCE number, this is that overnight high. You can see it being respected. Tick, tick, possibly look to rotate over some more. You do have to the overnight low, which is all the way down here at 17,826 and a quarter. Maybe look for a return back up into this area if you want to short again. We'll see. Just be patient. Overall, good day on executions. Like I said, we were back and forth on some of these things, but we just need to just do a better job. I'm gonna take these headphones off. Just do a better job of maximizing some of these moves that we actually finally get. Right, I'm all about catching small moves because really with one more contract there, I mean with like a full contract, That there is 60 plus ticks. You know, if I'm on 2 contracts, 60 ticks, I am not going to be upset with that.
That's an easy adjustment to make. Keep that in the back of your mind.
Okay, just trying to get this sound to work better. Sorry.
Yes, Mick loves me all over it because just day after day, not overtraining.
We're almost back to the $1,000 buffer that I want to get to before I can go back into the full back to position size, 1 contract, full micro, full mini, and then build out of this drawdown a bit. We're doing a good job of minimizing our downside here. Microsoft 406.18 to the penny, looks great. I mean, I love that level. I should start trading the equities again based on my levels. Nvidia 785, 78. Apple flush 180. Play a bounce on this. You get a good delta push up, back above that overnight high, the previous overnight high. Now that you've kind of cleaned some of that up, rotate it back to that high there. I would like another test of the bottom though. 10:44 a.m. The stream goes to 11. Here every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central to 11 Central. Try my best to just show the realities of trading. I've had some drawdowns. I've had some bounces up and down. And, you know, we're trading a funded account here on Top Step. We drew down pretty good the first day that we had it. So now we're trying to just dig ourselves out of the hole. We've been, the last week or so, we've been up $100 a day. Plus yesterday we were up $300. So pretty much averaging about the $100 a day over the last week. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday last week, so 4 days. Looking to just continue that momentum into next week. Friday, tomorrow, we'll be on live. We'll see if we can catch any sort of moves. Nvidia, Apple's just continuing its downside right through that 180 level. There's AMD, AMZN, META. Meta rolled pretty hard there. It's a good bounce location for Meta at 483, but if it does break and flush, then you have more downside pressure for these names. Let's see if Apple reclaims that 180. Microsoft held 406.18. See what happens. We're at the value area low, trying to rotate back up. If we can reclaim 180 on Apple, then this possibly does recover back up to the upside. I think buyers are looking to get any reason to get involved in this as we push to these lows. 1047. You try to tick up, you're getting a little wick in there. Possibly look to fade this 30.75 one more time, give you a little bit of liquidity grab there, and then possibly pop up. So that's what I'm going to be looking for there. Top Step X showing 78% long, so it's tilted to the long side, so shorts probably come back in here. Below 28.75. Below this level here, with tilt creeped up almost up to 80%. It's a lot of retail saying, oh, the bottom may be in here. Just purely based on a fade of retail. I'll go short on that if it goes below here. 79, 80% on the tilt. So the long side, 79% on tilt. See if we get this to fail. If the tilt fails, no, it's actually a nice little pop up there to 50. Looks like retail is getting on the right side of this. Sometimes they get paid. 50s. That's why I didn't just hop in short, right? Try to stop into it. Let's watch it up there at that 70 level. Where is there going to be good? Right there. 62. $81 long with an average price of $17,936. $17,936. 21. They're 77% positive. 936. Average cost $936. They're in the money. 24% short. Negative 23%. 17,956. 76%. Maybe give me a little bit of a wiki top and then sell it off one more time. Up there around 60s. Yeah. 60, 62. $75 long. Building into these longs. 938 average price, which is here. I'll take a short here just based on the resistance level. I'll be quick to be tight with it. Tilt is getting less tilty, 73%. That's a wiki action there. Get below here. Delta kind of crept up with it. I just like this short based on the tilt being heavy to the other end. This will be the last trade of the day. Hopefully we can maximize our profit on it. I'm going to trail it kind of quick. If we get through here and get into profit pretty much at all, I'm going to start to trail it into break even. $17,900 was pretty important yesterday. We got pretty much right to it just now. $8.99 was the bottom tick. Interesting enough, the tilt has diminished at these highs, so possibly could look for some continuation here. Right back up into that high. Obviously, that you can see that trend line there worked out once, twice, 3 times. See if it works out. Even if we get to it, I don't think we get to it. I think we can get to below this 960 level, and then probably not, but look back to that high. Price is starting to slow down right here. 8 minutes till the hourly close, so we still have 3 minutes before we can't take a trade. If it does pop this high here and get into that area, then I'm definitely going to set my sell stop below this zone and see if we can get this thing to rotate back down through the lows. I'm going to have to flatten in 2.5 minutes and see if I can wait for an 11 o'clock sell side move. That's just on me. Stream's done at 11 today. Got work on today's my Monday, so I appreciate everybody coming in, stopping by. As always, like I said, I'm gonna trade every day at this same time every day, 8:30 to 11. Any day I'm possibly able to trade and be on the charts, be on the computer, I will be streaming. If I'm not streaming, if I'm on a laptop or something where I can't be on, if I'm away or something, I'll be in the chat. I'll make sure that I'm live. I might not be able to stream, or maybe I'll have a little camera that I can just stream on my laptop with just a single screen, but it'll be a little bit more crude than the setup I got going on right now. So let's see if we get this thing to wick off here and then start to sell. I appreciate, like I said, everybody coming in, stopping in throughout the day. We do get some good conversations going. We do some good education on certain things that I'm looking at. That was a huge wick on that 30-minute candle. So if we do end up popping up and closing above that area, 980-ish, then be mindful of that continuation to upside. Otherwise, I do think that this does continue to sell some. Apple was below 180 and it just reclaimed 180. I think that is going to be a really important level for us. Microsoft ticked off 406.18 like it does pretty frequently. Nvidia was beaten down, popping back up off that 785 level. If we get the rotation back down, do I think that we're going to get a huge follow through? I mean, maybe not. Maybe back just to recover what we got from this PCE data from the algorithmic move. I have 30 seconds, so I'm going to just flatten this. My rules for myself state that I just can't be in a trade 5 minutes until the hourly close. So I'm going to let the hourly candle close, and then I'm going to figure out if I'm going to take another trade. I appreciate, like I said, everybody coming by. Don't be afraid. Stop by. Bring your friends, bring your family, because if I do get this stream up to 25 viewers, I'm giving away a free month of TradeCaster. If you're from another room, bring some people from the other rooms if you really want that free month. I would love you to stay around, but let's get this thing to 25 viewers in a day, and then that'll be a little bit of a milestone for me, for you guys to get some free stuff. And then I'm going to give away free stuff like coffee, money. I know people love money, but as of right now, first giveaway, 25 viewers, we're going to be looking at a free month of TradeCaster.com, full access to everything, full access to all the lobbies, all the videos, and all that. Another like $175 value right there. And then if you can make one or two good trades with me or anybody else, it'll pay for your membership long term. And then just having a community to be with. And then overall, like I said, go over to daytradingcoffeeco.com. It is a coffee company for traders, by traders. I developed it for us. I'm going to do giveaways. I'm going to do use code policing pips for 15% off, and you'll be very happy. It's really, really good coffee. We roast it on order, delivered to your house, just like any of those other companies that are delivery service type deal. We have cool clothes, good gear. Everything there is, like I said, it's for traders, by traders. Here we are. Got our best selling coffees, hottest beans. Got some subscription service. So if you subscribe monthly, you get 15% off all that every month. You get some reviews, just a nice little website here. Like I said, you just hit the shop, head in there, get some caffeine. We have 10 different roasts from all the way from decaf all the way to dark roasts and espressos. And we got our shirts, swag, hats, stickers, mugs, shirts, anything you could want, anything you could need as a trader, we got it. So just head over there, use code policing pips, get yourself 15% off. And then, like I said, we're going to use this to do giveaways as far as, what is going on? Yeah, 3 minutes. We're going to do giveaways as when that account actually gets up and we do profit pretty good. We're going to start giving away combines from Top Step or anybody that we can partner with. 10% of all profits is going to go to that. Then we're going to go into eventually looking to partner with brokers and give away funded brokerage accounts. So that's going to be really exciting. That's a long-term vision for that company, and I'm really excited to be a part of it and start it up and give it to you guys. So come by, like I said, get the stream up to 25 viewers, and we'll be able to give away that one free month of TradeCaster, at least to start, and then we'll go from there to give away lots of things moving forward as we build this community up. Like I said, the stream goes to 11. We got about 3 minutes, 2 minutes or so. We're right in an area where I'm very interested in what the price is going to do. So let's hang out here. I can't trade until 11 o'clock, so I'll stay on, probably maybe execute one short if we can get a failed breakout above here. Maybe it wicks up into that 90 level, then fails back down below into here. Then we'll look to rotate back down to that overnight high before that PCE breakout. But I think that's really what all this move was. We were involved. We got stopped just prior to it giving that full final dump, because we waited till it wicked the bottom to move our stops above the zone, because really I wanted to just kind of creep into the zone and then rotate down. We popped just above it and then we were out. So overall, I mean, we managed that trade as best we possibly could. Right now we're in a straight up mode here, just bids catching it in. Maybe people who were selling on the way down took some profits and now they're just starting to feel the heat. I don't see any new big buyers stepping in, so the new buyers need to come in, and you need to start to see that if you were going to go with the long from here. One more minute here. 11 o'clock will be that lunchtime hour for most of the market. You do get, I find sometimes you'll get some of these moves to kind of just continue to play out. Like once they do happen around that 11 o'clock hour, I don't know if it's the algos that are just driving them whatever direction that they're going, but you do get some cleaner moves going on the rest of the day. So we'll just be mindful. It also could just kind of stagnate here and just sit between that 990 and 972, 973 level. We'll just see what happens here. If it does break out above here, see if it rallies all the way up to 18 or if it holds below that 990. 18's been super important, obviously. And then you're looking at this 30-minute. Look at that recovery it made. It went all the way down, cleaned up all of that move there, broke above that previous overnight high, and then now it's closed and opening up here. So it's 11 o'clock. I'm free to take another trade if I want to. I'm going to be careful with the way that this price action acted. Maybe any sort of breakdown. Now, like I said, up into that 90 area, you might wick up off 90. If you hold above 90 and get into 18,000, be careful. But overall, good day, another green day, because I'm not going to risk more than I have made today on this next trade if I do take one. So another green day. We're keeping the streak alive. 5 straight days of green. Built ourselves back after drawing down pretty nicely. So we're just trading micros and trying to build ourselves back. So if we can fail this high here, we can go with a short below here. What's that level there? 78. Creeping up, but not like a really strong delta. You see like how these deltas pushed, and you got these big candles. Sellers, like convinced sellers, pushing into this market. This step up, just shows that there's lack of sellers coming in. These people are short from here. They don't want to get stopped out. Now you're getting that break above 90. Look for 18,000 to get tagged. Stop out. Everybody who was short from here, that would have been us. But we would have definitely been out. We are out. Obviously, we're flat here. I mean, if we got into that area, we would definitely be short as well. I mean, out. So anybody who's holding for this longer term move, now you could see it's an area where, okay, we've wicked it up. Now let's see, can we get any more shorts to come in? But you see that that's a stronger delta. You can hear it. Stronger push pop up. I don't know if I'm on the right screen. Let me make sure. Yeah. Nope, I'm in that side. There we go. Okay. So you can see it wick up into there. Delta. There we go. I'll move the P&L a little bit. Does it continue now to break and then rally through 18,000? Just, I mean, that 30-minute candle there is just super wicky here and on the S&Ps. S&P, same deal, wicked all the way down to that overnight low, overnight high prior to the breakout, and now it's rallying and bouncing back. You can see here, same deal, wicked it, and now it's bouncing. So look to see if this will continue now straight through 18,000 and back to the highs. I'm going to be pretty much done and flat. I think we're good for the day. Like I said, we're just trying to slowly creep ourselves back in, develop good habits, not trying to hammer in and out of trades that aren't there for us. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Deck. I appreciate you stopping by. Love it. I think we're just waiting for this market to decide a direction now, which way it wants to go. Overall, like I said, I'm not trying to force in anything here. We do have that 30-minute idea of possibly continuing on upside, but it's got to, hold and then rally from here. I think there's a good chance. You took that long 50.71. That's good. Right off that overnight high. I mean, that's really what I think. That's what I was looking to reclaim. I was thinking about taking the long here at 30. Once we cracked above 30, and then returning it back to VWAP and possibly 18. I did think that this trend line here was going to get tagged or cracked, but we just didn't quite. Like I said, the train always comes back to the station every day, over and over again. If you miss one of them, the next one's going to come. Just like, I missed this one, whatever, I'm good with it. I took this one, we got on, we got off, and it kept going to our destination. I just needed to get on another train to catch the rest of it. But we're not going to do that. I think overall, good day, go into work, just be out here consistently. Like I said, I want to be out here every day as much as I can. If I have the ability to get out here and be streaming, I'm going to be, no matter how many people are out here. I'm going to try and get the stream up to 25, give away that free month of TradeCaster, and once we get up to that 1 month, that TradeCaster giveaway, we get up to 25. Then afterwards, I'll start giving away other things like the coffee company. We're going to do giveaways in here. We'll give away clothes. We'll give away some beans. And then eventually I'm going to be starting to giving away combines for funding companies and all that stuff. And then maybe do some cash accounts. We'll see what happens. But we're out here. We're doing our best to just provide some value to whoever comes in on a day-to-day basis, right? I like this move here. I don't know why this double VWAP is here. And it really bothers me because when I turn it off, it doesn't go away. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to just leave it off. This is like a weekly. It just never ends. I just leave it there. But I just don't like having the double VWAP. It kind of just annoys me. Alrighty. I think that's it for me for the day. I appreciate you guys coming in here. Like I said, every single day, 8:30 a.m. till 11. Unfortunately, I still have a day job until I can go bigger and get more streaming people in here and watching the stream every day. But even then, you got to keep your day job until you can't no more, right? There's no need to be bouncing out. But realistically, I think that's it for me for the day. I like this 18,000 level as always. It just continues to be an interesting level for me to short. 990 is going to be a big important level, but watch this bounce to go to here and bounce. All right. You're getting delta to push down, actually stronger. Let's see if we get bid up a little bit. Maybe I'll wait one more minute. If we get back above 18,000, I might look to short if it returns. If you get a wick above this, something that's going to grab some liquidity, I'm going to watch it for a minute. And then I'm going to short 18,000 if it does flush it. But really right now it's starting to look strong on that 30. All right, I'll stay till 11:15. That's the end of the day. I don't know what this is. Art kindergarten, imagination celebration. All right, 990 is getting flushed a little. Let's see what's going on with Apple. Nvidia got back to its resistance. Is Apple above 180 still? It's still holding 180. Microsoft still up there at 407.75. Our tilt's 57% long. Starting to get a push now through 90. Didn't quite get up there where I wanted to get. I was considering shorting 18,000. I'm gonna watch this bounce play here. There's that bounce off of 78.80. I said we could probably range around between 78 and 90. So let's see if that's what happens or if this flush continues downside. Market's been heavy today. 68. Let's see if we get a wick of that. Wick the bottom and then rotate back up so we could take some of this and just grab up into 90. It's holding that 88. Nvidia holds us up so well, and Microsoft, if it catches any sort of bounce from this level, then I think Apple will hold 180. If not, if you get another breakdown, I was thinking about taking that short from 18, but I wanted one more wick above to get involved. If it holds here, that 88 level wants to pop. 90, 88 and 90. There's the bid above 80. Popping up, Nvidia looking to get above that trend line there. If Nvidia cracks above and gets up into that 793, I think we still continue rotating back up. I do think lunch hour we could get this type of action. So, like I said, if I don't get anything in the next 5 minutes, then I'm going to be done anyway. So realistically, another green day. Like I said, always a pleasure to have everybody in this room trying to do our best to call out our levels, provide some value, go through a trading journey together. While it's not the easiest thing to do in the world, and to do it alone is even harder. So to have a room where you kind of a bunch of like-minded people doing the same thing is very, very helpful. I think even if you're not getting a ton of trades out of it or anything like that, just be mindful. I think just calling out levels and talking through things, you can make your own decisions and get involved in things that you really think will be beneficial to you. And then, like I said, I juggle trading in the morning, having kids, having a family, having a job, doing a business, and trying to show you that it's all possible and you can do it if you just manage your time correctly and then just kind of understand what you're doing with your trading. So Nvidia got right to that level, kind of rejected it some. Let's see if Microsoft rejects this. Nvidia rejecting that level again. I'm going to sell this here. If I get a wick above here and then a failure of it, then we're going to sell it. Buy it. I was looking at the sell there, but that looks like it wants to get a bid. Indecision. we're in the middle of a spot where I don't really need to do anything. Microsoft 408 even, looking to pop out, looking to break above. Are we going to break down or are we going to pop? That 30 minute, this 30 minutes is really what is stopping me from shorting. Right here, this little huge wick, grab that liquidity, come back upside. I mean, I think 226 is not out of the realm of possibility here. But it is downtrending. You know, that's just like a nice little capitulation, and then maybe a wick down, come back, break above. Lower high. Delta trying to push up here. Microsoft. Did Nvidia crack that high? It's still waiting at that level there. Apple holding 180. All right, it's 11:15. Haven't really got to where I want it to go. If it does wick above 18,000 here and this delta doesn't play along, then we are going to go short below 18. And then we're going to go and be done for the day, no matter what happens on this. Nvidia looking to break out, sort of failing that trend line there. Didn't wick it, but we're going to probably get involved in this because we are right at the bottom of this candle here, just below it. We're going to end up being short. We're short here. Let's see if this will fail. Not looking for a huge move. I'm going to just secure profits as it comes to me. I want to get through 90. If we can get through 90 with ease, then we go to break even. If it's kind of bounce on it a little bit, then we're going to hold. Not at break even yet. We're going to keep our stop above 18,000 though. There's the flush of 90. There we go. That was a good patience play. We waited all the way to get our timing correctly, which was nice. If we can hold below 90, then we're out. But we're going to keep going to the downside. Right now, we are currently at break even. I'm going to put my stop just past break even. If we can hold 90, then we're going to rotate all the way down, I think. Let's see if we can get this thing to push. We got Microsoft to start selling. If Apple could fail 180, which it did, great. Nvidia failed that breakout. Hopefully we can hold this. Nope, we're out. We're flat. So we're flat now. Up $91.50. So we ended the day up $90. We'll just call it an even 90. Well, minus the fees. $90. All right. I mean, I think realistically, this does continue to sell, but I didn't want to be involved if it popped back above 90. I think if this holds, then we rotate up. But overall, good things. Watch this trade. If you have a little more time or a little bit more patience, I waited a little longer today to be in it. I just couldn't hold it because I don't have the time right now. So I just got in for an immediate flush, didn't get it. Totally, it probably does still happen. I think 18,000 probably is a good stop. Just let it play and then move from there. But I got out because I just didn't get that flush, that immediate flush, right? So until tomorrow, 8:30 a.m., I appreciate you guys. Let's have a great Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.